Hi, welcome back. Okay, let's build this Bristol Bulldog Airfix 1/48 scale, starting off with the cockpit. Okay, cockpit components. You need to just basically get all the components together, which is all of these little pieces here. Quite a lot really, considering you can't really see them. When the fuselage, the actual only entrance part you can see when this fuselage is joined together is that little hole there, the top cockpit, the cockpit opening there. You can't see much in there at all. I bet all you can see, I haven't tried it because I haven't assembled the parts yet, but when you put the only bit you're going to see clearly, I would say, is the control column, or control panel should I say. I mean, you will be able to see little bits of it, but it's going to be very dark inside there. You know, it's going to be, considering most of this framework is all painted black. I think I haven't looked at the colour chart, but I think the fuselage sides are painted silver, which is probably emulates the metal outside cover as well. So yeah, so basically all the parts, clearing off the sprues. There is quite a lot of flash on the moulding parts here. You need to spend quite a little bit of time just scraping off all the excess bits of plastic and stuff that doesn't need to be there. It's probably taken me about half an hour to take them all off the sprues and clean all the little pieces up there, so it's not too difficult. What I'm going to do with this, I'm quite confident, especially because you can't see anything, is just to glue all the bits together and then spray the whole thing black to start with. So I'm going to glue it all together and create the fuselage assembly, and then paint that bit black, and then I'll come back to you. Okay, glued all the bits together. This is the complete cockpit assembly, everything. Got little guns on the sides there, and the control column. Now I've put the control column on now because it's just easier to hold while you're putting the decals on, because the decals are very, very small. Now, as suspected, when you put this assembly in here, as detailed as it is, there's not a right light you can see once it's together. I mean, the detail is in there, but you can't see all of it. You can just see the seat and the little bits of it. So it's quite good. I like how they've done this. It's probably a bit more than they needed to do, but I don't know how else I could have done it really, I suppose. But yeah, I'm just going to let that all dry, because I want to, once it's gone hard and I can hold it better, I'm going to clean it up a little bit more, and then we'll spray it black and then pick out a little bit of detail. You can't see much, as I say, but that's what we're going to do next. Okay, all ready to go. Let's give this fuselage a paint. Just going to give it a coat of what we're doing now. I'm using Tamiya LP5 lacquer paint. This is semi-gloss black. Just nice gentle coat. A bit heavier as I've got it bedded in. I think that's pretty much covered everywhere. I'm not sure if that needs to be painted black, but we will anyway. Okay, easy to do, really. It looks a lot better now it's painted. It looked quite, I don't know, it was kind of irregular and weird, but now it's painted black, it looks a lot better. So we'll let that dry, and in the meantime we'll paint these. The fuselage sides need to be painted silver, which I suppose emulates the outside skin of the aircraft, and then the bottom parts here need to be painted like a brick red colour, so we'll do that next. Okay, we're going with basically chrome silver Tamiya, because it's what I've got available. Okay, I'm back. I had a bit of a nightmare with the old airbrush. It was so I had to switch to a different one. So basically, decent coat of silver. Okay, we've painted the fuselage sides. I had a bit of trouble with the airbrush actually. It was sticking, and I've had to do some quite extreme things with it, but managed to get that done anyway. So I've painted in the bottom of the fuselage as it recommends on the instructions, which is like a brick red sort of colour. I really don't see the point personally, because you can't see it. I've dry fitted everything and put it in, and you can't see anything. So I've done it anyway, but I wouldn't bother personally. So what we're doing now, I'm going to do the. Looks very dark on it. It's all black, isn't it? I'm going to try and do the decals on here. Well, I will do the decals on here. This is Microset solution. I tend to put it in a jar because it goes a funny colour with it must react with the metal. But I knock these over all the time. I think they're quite unstable. I'm just going to zoom you out a bit. So I'm just going to wet the decals out and fit these. I'm not going to do it on camera because it's fiddly, and I'll be back when I've done it. Okay, try to get this to focus. We've now got the decals on the control panel. I've put some seat belts made out of double side, well, just basically masking tape, and I've doubled it up and then put a bit of brown accent panel liner on it just to darken them up a little bit. So that's as much as I want to do with the cockpit interior, because you can't see it. So it's time to glue it in. It just basically glues in there, which is quite. I'm going to zoom you out a little bit. Come back to there. Right, so the contact point for the glue is just that bulkhead at the front there, and then there's a framework at the bottom there, and that's it. So I'm going to put that in there. Make sure you clear the glue away from anywhere the glue's going to stick to something. Get the paint off it, sorry. So that just bobs in there. I'm using this sort of glue because it gives you a little bit more working time. And on the instructions, at that stage, which is here, you can glue the fuselage side on, which on this particular model, that's what I want to do quite quickly, because I don't see this as being a benefit. There's not much going on in there. So, extra thin on this, I think. Sorry, not on camera. Bit much there. Just holding it, I'm not putting any tape on or anything. Yeah, all fits quite well. There we go, that's fuselage sides together. Didn't take very long at all, that. Very convenient, very easy to build at this stage. I mean, the fuselage framework and stuff's quite delicate and fiddly to build, but it's okay. That's just have to hold that with my fingers. So when this is all dried, I'll move on to the next stage. I'm just fitting this part here, which is E4 and E5 on section 17, which is this part here. You glue that bit to there, and then this goes there. Now, I don't understand why they put any detail on that bit there, because you'd need an endoscope to see it. It's just like, why? Why have you done it? You can't see it ever. Anyway, another bit to go on there, just a bit of extra thin. I'll sort that out. Right, when this is all dry, I'll give it a good clean up. Now, this is where things are going to get a little bit unconventional for me. Well, not for me, for most people. I'm going to file the front end because it's. I'll put some pictures up now of the real aircraft, and that's what I like about these old pre-war or between the wars aircraft, if you like. They're always canvas covered, painted silver or whatever, and then they're just a polished aluminium fuselage. I really wish Airfix would make a large version of one of these, like a 24 scale. It'd be heavenly, it really would. But yeah, I'm going to try and foil this front end in foil. So if you look on my channel, I've done other models in this, but I've never done one this small, so I'm going to give it a go. It may not work. If it doesn't, I can always take the foil off and just paint it conventionally. So when this is dry, that's what we're going to do next. Okay, I'm starting to just foil this a little bit. This isn't a tutorial on how to foil models, by the way. This is just showing you what I'm doing with it. If you want to know how to do this, go look at my other videos. I'll put some links in the description. Okay, the glue is on this bit here, so that the panel I'm doing is from around that area there. This is a really strange arrangement where the canvas part of the aeroplane fits to the metal part. It's got like a funny rib on it. It's I've looked at real photographs and it's kind of strange, but I've got to work out how to decide where that line is, but we'll do that after. So at the moment we're just going to try and do this piece at the bottom. There's a very strange arrangement, like a circular disc there. It looks like a big radio speaker. No idea what that is, it's kind of curious. Anyway, in this case we're going to start in the middle there. Where's my tin gone? There it is. awkward little shape this. This is where the wing joins, so the foil will be removed at that point, and I can work out where it needs to be. I can't actually see this part when it's finished because there's a big, as I said, there's that big speaker thing stuck on the top of it. You get the idea. So basically I'll finish that part off and I'll trim around it and I'll show you the finished bit. Okay, that's that little one, that's that one piece done. So not too bad. I've done a test piece on that. I've got on the Bulldog, it's got like little fairing pieces that go around each cylinder, so I've had to try and see if I could do that. That's the first thing I did on this model to see if it'd work. Seems okay. I think that's just like an infill piece. I'm not sure. What I've done with these as well, I've thinned them down from the inside, just on the edges, just to give the impression that they're thinner than they really are, because they're far too chunky at the moment. But if you thin them down too much, they'd end up being too fragile and they break off. So I've just kind of beveled the edges. And I think the engine goes in there and you won't be able to see them anyway, so I'll foil all of those, and I'll either paint inside there silver or black, I don't know yet, I haven't decided. So I'm going to do the rest of it now, and I'll come back when I've finished foiling it. It might take some time. Okay, I'm just waiting for that end I've got some things on there I need to dry and stuff. So this is the components to fit the tailplane and the base at the bottom of the fuselage, and then you've got the very, very tiny fin as well. It also shows on the instructions to fit the rudder at this point, but I don't want to do that because I think it'll be easier to paint and put the decklage and stuff on there before I fit that, so I might leave that off for now. So yeah, fitting the elevator, just clean it up as normal. It just slots into there. You have to hook it into place and just drop a bit of extra thin in there. Just, there's nothing much to it really. and then just make sure it's seated right. You can't get that the wrong way or anything, it's quite simple. Then you've got these two pieces, which is the bottom of the fuselage. I'll just fiddly to hold actually. I'm just gonna there we go. And then that, according to the instructions, I've not tried this yet, just fits in there. Quite fiddly this bit, seems. I'm just going to mess with that while it's off camera and I'll come back when it's done. And there's a bit of flash around that front edge there, and I think it'll need some clean up on these bits here to make them fit in that space, so I'm just going to do that. Okay, what I've done, there were some like locating lugs just here. You can see on the instructions there. I've just cut them off because all I did was get in the way basically. So I just got the side cutters and cut them off. Cleaned it up a little bit, and then that just fits in perfect now. So I don't know why they're there really. They don't do anything of any value whatsoever. But it's still a tight fit. It's a bit of a strange piece of plastic this. I didn't get it to fit though. There we go. That now fits. I'm going to put a picture up of this tail end. There's a picture of a real one I've got, and it's an unusual tail end. It's got like a black rubber, I don't know, it's a strange thing. Anyway, that can be glued in there, so just drop a bit of an extra thin in there as well. Some very strange design features of this aircraft that look quite weird when you look at it in detail. So there we go, that's that one. So you can't really get the tail plane wrong. It fits in a very distinct way. So once you've got that piece, well, this is in place. It can't be out of alignment, which is a good thing. I'm not so sure that's going to be the case with the elevator fin, sorry, which is the tiniest thing ever. It's all elevator and it's all rudder and no and anything else is this model. So that will need gluing on, but it'll definitely need some alignment on it. So I'm just going to drop some extra thin in there. I'll just need eyeballing and all that. It's way out as well that way, so you can get this quite wrong. In fact, you can get it very wrong. Okay, I think that's okay. So it goes together quite fast as this kit once you get cracking with it. Okay, tail done. Now what you can do if you want to glue the rudder on first, if you glue the rudder to the fin and then stick it on, you can't get anything wrong then. It pretty much lines itself up quite well, so as I say, I'm doing that separately. Okay, we're back. Now the filing's done on the front end, what seemed like a few moments to you was a considerable amount of time for me. I'm quite pleased with it though. It's the first time I've managed to file a model this small, so it kind of opens a few doors and gives me a few options now to do other things. I'd like to do an English electric lightning at some point, Airfix 48 scale one. Anyway, so that's the Bulldog as we stand. The tail's on. I've actually decided to put the rudder on because it just helped line it up. It wasn't straight, and it made life difficult. So I've put it on there, and so there we are. So that's part one. Part two will be painting the fuselage, and then fit it and then start on the wings. So there we go.